Hi, everyone, and happy Monday. Welcome to week 13 of our business leadership course. So this is our weekly breakdown for week May 11th to May 15th. It's just shocking to me that we are now into kind of approaching the middle of the month. My son is actually turning 3 at the end of this week. So to me, that's just wild. Time just goes so quickly. I hope you guys are hanging in there. I have been marking furiously to try to get all of your marks updated, and you'll start to see those marks come through. I know that there were some issues with Brightspace this week, not showing some of your marks. I'm not really sure why that's happening, but we are looking into that. It could just be some kind of glitch. But if you're really curious about what your mark looks like at this time, just send me an email and I can give you an update. It's really not that hard, so just send me an email if you're super curious, okay? So this week we are moving into content on personality testing, which is really interesting. It ties into our theories of motivation that we've been discussing in class the last week. So on Monday, you have been assigned a lesson to review on individual behavior. It's a really interesting lesson, actually. It kind of talks about perceptions and selective perception and how we see each other and the things that we assume about each other without really getting to know someone. We all do it. We all have implicit bias, and we all make judgments about people based on, preconceived ideas about the world and also our own experiences. But in the first few minutes of meeting someone, it's something that all humans do. And so this is kind of an interesting lesson on challenging those thoughts and where those thoughts come from, which is super important if you're thinking about being a leader or a manager in the future. When you're done this lesson, and it will prompt you throughout the lesson actually, but you're going to be doing these 3 different tests. So some of these you've actually probably done in your careers courses before, but these are better tests in my opinion and more in tune to kind of where you're at in your grade 12 year as you approach post-secondary school. So you'll be taking these tests. Please, as you're going through the tests, make sure that you're writing down your results and sort of the findings that you get from these tests. And then there's going to be a assignment that will have been posted in Dropbox. And this assignment is kind of ties into the lesson as well as the personality test and has you reflect on these types of things. So the questions are all here in our weekly breakdown, but they're also in Dropbox for you to just go through and then submit. Okay, so that's there for you there. And it does tie into, again, some of the stuff from the personality testing, but then also some of the stuff that we're going through right now. Okay, on Tuesday, you have a work period for that. And on Wednesday, there's a lesson on workplace stress. And so this is a really cool lesson because it's something that I think, while it does apply to the world of work and the world of management, it is something that is something that you will all relate to in various ways because we all feel stress. And even though we talk about the workplace a lot, certainly the school is the same thing as a workplace, just different, right? So you're going to be asked to actually work through a couple of articles and a TED Talk video. And based on this information, you're going to be answering a discussion post in Brightspace. Okay. And all of these questions are questions that you're going to be answering. So it's quite an involved discussion post, but it should be really interesting because it has you also reflect on COVID-19. And there's this awesome video here that's been hyperlinked in. This is a video that's been going viral this week, so you probably have actually already seen it, but if you haven't, it's awesome, and it really makes you think about the world that we live in, sort of pre-pandemic, and sort of the world that we want to see after the pandemic, and what types of things we would like to see change. And I can't wait to hear what your opinions are, and also with every discussion post, you are expected to comment on 2 peer posts, so it'll be really interesting to see what kind of dialogue you guys create together. All right, so it's a pretty involved discussion post. So that's why I've actually given you guys a work period on Thursday and then also a work period on Friday to complete all of that. And then what I want you guys to do is take this information from this week and reflect on who you think is someone in your life, an adult who is in the workforce, who you could interview. So this could be someone who's living within your residence, so a parent, or it could be someone who's not, that you will be able to do like a social media call with an interview over some sort of technology, obviously, respecting social distance, but someone in your life that you respect and who you could learn from, who's an adult in the workforce. And that's something that we're going to be applying to our project next week. So it's not something you have to worry about this week, but I just want you to start thinking about who that person could be so that next week, when the project comes to your plate, it's not something that throws you over or surprises you. Okay. Yeah, so that's it for this week. You've got 2 lessons, the assignment in Dropbox, and then the discussion post on workplace stress. Okay, so it should be an interesting week, and hopefully the content will be really kind of interesting for you and enough to really apply that information. And like I said, if you guys have any questions at all, just send me an email, or if you're curious about a markup date, you can send me that email as well. Okay, so hang in there, you guys, and have a fantastic week, and I will see you online.